Hey, welcome to the next update video that I'm doing for my website, for my business, to let you know what has gone on, what has transpired in the few short days since I made the other video, because there are a number of things that we worked on and we've gotten some cool results, and it'd be fun to share all of those with you. But first, I'll say thank you very much for the people who tuned in to the last video and went over and checked out the site, people who left their kind comments below the video. This was a huge project, and that people would be so supportive without even necessarily understanding exactly what I'm doing, which I get. You know, my channel was for Japan originally. Now I've gone to Thailand and built a website, and it's quite unrelated. So that people would still say, hey, good on you. I don't quite understand, but it's just cool to see you try and build something and follow your dream. That means a lot to me. We saw, after I made that video, some really good traffic go by the site. We'd also posted in our Slack forum from the bootcamp that we had worked at, and I had posted in OpenAI developers forum, and I'd contacted 25 YouTubers saying, hey, the site's live, you love tabletop RPGs, maybe you like making art for those. So I did a few different stop-ins trying to get people aware of it. And we got, on average, over the last 3 days, just a little less than 300 people a day visiting the site, which is momentous, really. And it makes me especially appreciate that I have any kind of soapbox to stand on, because it's tough to get anybody to look at your site, let alone those kind of numbers. So that was fantastic. Really liked seeing that. We've learned a lot in this short period of time about our search engine optimization. I did a huge overhaul of that today, actually. I got 4 minutes, we're good. So I did a huge overhaul of our SEO, which means that hopefully when people search just FANTASAI, it's going to come up much clearer to them, the links within the site, as well as the basic information from the root domain, fantasai.app. So that's been adjusted and is hopefully much better now. And this really is the case of, if all you did was go over and just visit the site after watching this video, you are helping me in a huge way, because every time that somebody pings that URL, it's telling Google that this is an active live site that should be properly indexed, that should be bumped to the top of the page whenever anyone were to make a search like this. So those are the big things we've got going on. The SEO has been improved very much. We had great traffic to the site. Thank you so much. And then here's the biggest one. This is so exciting. So we have our first sale. So to you out there, probably won't see this video. This is what's kind of cool, is that it gets further and further away from me that people are interested in the project, and that's what we'd like. That means that our reach is growing. An individual has come on as we'd hoped, seen that, hey, maybe this is a great site for making cool assets for my tabletop RPG games. Saw that you are able to do so once you buy the in-store currency, which we call Embers. Went over to the store and they bought the promo that we're putting on right now, which is the Founders Pack. So you can make a little over 60 pieces of art if you get the Founders Pack, and that's, it's been on the screen here, I'm sure, since I've started talking. It was that they purchased, and I felt like this pulls the business into reality. The whole time you're contending with an imagined thing, something that you can say it's real, but there are so many things that make that not truly the case. To begin with, it's not built yet. So you just saying, oh, it's real, a lot of people can say, not really. But then you build it, or you get halfway through, and you still have that feeling where you're like, we pulled it into reality, but I mean, so many things are unknown. What will this be like? What will that be like? Once people are using it, is it just gonna crash? Who knows? We got past that point. Well, you get to that point. Have you registered a business yet? Do you actually have a bank account where anything could go? Do you have a store on your site? You do that. And then finally, once you have put this thing that you put your heart and soul into, and you hope people enjoy, will they actually just buy the thing? Will they see it worthy of their hard-earned dollars to find some entertainment? And someone did. And that makes me feel like, I like the comparison, although it's not perfect, to when people achieve different physical records. I'm talking about world records in something like running, or maybe cross-country skiing, or downhill, like skiing, something. I don't know. I'm just picking all these like really fast things, whatever. Not cross-country skiing. But it's this phenomenon that you see where when there's a world record that is set, it will stay there for ages and everybody attempts to overcome that world record. But then one person will eventually beat it. And that's what we've seen through time, is that it'll be a faster snowboarder, it'll be a more adept cross-country skier, but they beat the record. And as soon as the record is beaten, then in short order after that, it's like it was no record at all, and everybody starts to go over the previous record and approach the new one. And so it seems to be that as soon as you break through that first barrier, that now a much, much greater potential is available to you. And I see that with this first sale, where when it's zero, the difference between, this is cool too, I was talking to Connor, the gentleman who's built the back end of the site with me, and he's a mathematician, and he was saying the difference between 0 and 1 is infinite. It's this massive space. But as soon as you hit 1, the difference between 1 and 2 is nothing, because within 1 is held every single number, because it's divisible to whatever, degree. It's like, oh, that's a really cool concept. So I feel that we have certainly broken through some sort of psychological, spiritual, metaphysical barrier, to give it a little bit of hyperbole, by having had our first sale on the site. And I was preparing myself, check the battery, I was preparing myself mentally for this to go on for like several weeks, and that I would accept no sales, just like try and get the word out, get people interested in it. But now that it happened before the weekend was even over, I rejoice. And as my father would say, my heart soars like an eagle. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to be making more posts as more developments through the week and what all the traffic numbers are and all these other milestones that we pass. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by the site, especially. I really appreciate it. And yeah, more to come on this fascinating journey.